his dad always used to put like video games on the quarterback head or something, anything like that. Like if a new video game or we wanted to play it after that Saturday, he'd go buy it for us, or if it was whatever it was.
Yeah.
So
how often was it you? And how often was it him?
it was a lot of competition.
A lot of competition, a lot of smack talking going back and forth.
Yeah, and it was a lot of us getting to the quarterback. So his dad was like, I gotta stop making them bets, them bad bets. It's a lose-lose. They getting home, but dang.
James Pearce Jr., welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I am so excited, one, to finally meet you. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you're here in Atlanta. How was the trip down?
It was good.
Yeah?
Got on the PJ.
Got on the PJ. Honestly, that's all that matters. I keep trying to make my way onto the PJ. They won't let me.
That's cool.
For some reason, they're like, you have to stay in the podcast studio. This is where you live.
Yeah, I met you here. It's cool.
You're like, you don't exist outside of this room.
No, that's not the case.
So I was actually going through, and we're recording this the day after the Atlanta Falcons moved up in the first round in order to grab you. And something that I found so funny was the phone call of Raheem calling you, and he said, he was like, hey man, took a little longer than expected, but the same deal applies. And you responded like, oh yeah, same deal applies, like
sure.
Ready to go. What's that same deal? What's Raheem talking about? What's the deal with you guys and the connection that y'all made?
Nah, that's my guy. You see where I ended up, you get what I'm saying? He said it took longer than expected. I feel like that speaks for itself right there. And then him be able to trade back up and be able to come get me. Yeah, I want to play for somebody like that.
It's funny because I think like oftentimes I talk to guys throughout the pre-draft process, and you can always tell guys who make really good connections with coaching staff and front office. And I felt like actually from the get-go, even talking to some guys in the building, they're like, JPJ, man, that's our guy. Like, we really like him. And I'm curious from your perspective, as you were going through the pre-draft process, what about the people in this building, whether it be Raheem or Terry, stuck out to you and why y'all connected so well?
It was just probably just me being genuine and everybody being genuine, transparency, you know, seeing the best in both, and then areas that we can get better in and grow too. So,
what excites you the most about coming to Atlanta?
Excuse me, sorry. It's a new start, new team. I'm saying get to meet some more of my new brothers. You know what I'm saying, and be able to chase my dream and accomplish it.
I love it. I have to tell you, so I went to the University of Georgia. So already we're a little adversarial, University of Tennessee, but I'm going to let it slide because I was actually looking at some of your history, and something that came up was that you were a big fan of Cam Newton growing up. And everybody knows in Atlanta, Cam Newton, he's a Georgia boy, he's an Atlanta boy, even though he went off and did some good things with Auburn. But I'm curious kind of what about Cam Newton, the player, was somebody that you admired when you were very early on in your own football career?
Oh, yeah, it was just Cam being Cam, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. He was always true to himself or whatever he was trying to persuade. He really didn't move off of it. He pulled up to a couple of my practices when I was in Little League, and it meant a lot. He pulled up to one right after he got in the car wreck. And I felt like that was just real genuine and stand up of him to be able to do that. Even though he had a little time and then played in the game right after. So I really admired that. And then,
it's fun too because I think like watching Cam's journey from, when he was a high school kid from Westlake and then going to Auburn and then going into the league. To your point, he's always been himself. And no one's ever tried to be, or everybody's tried to be Cam Newton, but there's only really one Cam Newton. Do you almost, like, for your own personal self, do you kind of carry that with you too? Like, you can try and be James Pearce Jr., but there's only one James Pearce Jr.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I feel that way. I feel like I'm unique. I don't know what it is, but there's something in there that's just a different it factor.
Yeah. When I like that you said there's just something there's an it factor, because I've watched, I do mock drafts literally all the 2.5, 3 months leading up to the draft, and I do one a week, so I've done like 8 different ones. And every
Did you
time
mock me here?
I did not, which is funny because you never fell to where we were. I kept trading down. I never like traded back up into the first round.
Yeah.
So I just never got there. Yeah. But
no PJ.
No PJ.
No PJ.
No PJ for me. That was my one shot to be on the PJ. Missed it. But no, you talk about this it factor, and I was actually going through and I looked at when you were playing in high school, and you really decided to kind of morph yourself into this do-it-all defensive player. I saw where you played tackle, edge, linebacker, safety. Did you ever play corner?
Nah. In college, I blocked the gunner one time, but other than that, no.
Just one time. Yeah. They let you do it
two times. Two
times. Yeah. They let you do it 2 times.
Yeah. I blocked the gunner.
Well, I was looking at that, and I was like, this is a guy who kind of did a little bit of it all. And I think you were well into like 220 pounds when you were in high school.
Yeah, probably not even.
Not even?
That's probably soaking wet.
Probably soaking wet.
Yeah.
When did you kind of fall in love with football? Like, when was it that you were like, you know what? This is something that I want to continue to see myself doing.
6 years old, super early.
Really?
Super early, yeah.
Do you remember, like, probably not the moment, so young, don't remember, but do you remember, like, kind of the feeling that you had when you were playing and you're little and you're just, like, going out there and just tearing things up?
Yeah, I remember. I remember, yeah.
What was your favorite part about that? Did you play tackle when you were that young? Or
yeah. I play everything.
Did everything? Yeah. Every sport?
No.
No?
Just football.
Just football?
I started playing basketball late in high school. But I played football since I was 6 years old.
Okay, so this has always been your first love. At what point did you really kind of like start honing your craft of being an edge rusher and really starting to develop your own kind of niche in that?
Well, now I look back on it, I've always been an edge rusher.
Always?
Yeah. My little league coach, he dated on my godbrother. His dad always used to put like video games on the quarterback head or something, anything like that. Like if a new video game or we wanted to play it after that Saturday, he'd go buy it for us, or if it was whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and he'll be on one side, I'll be on one side, and whoever gets to the quarterback first, dibs. So.
How often was it you? And how often was it him?
It was a lot of competition.
A lot of competition, a lot of smack talking going back and forth.
Yeah, and it was a lot of us getting to the quarterback. So his dad was like, "I gotta stop making them bets, them bad bets. It's a lose-lose. They getting home, but dang."
It's like, now what do I do?
Yeah.
When you were kind of going through high school, what I found was so interesting because I remember your kind of recruiting ascension, but I remember it being so quick. It was like all of a sudden, no one in the national news really knew about you. Your name wasn't really out there. You'd had a few offers here and there, but then it was like it felt like 6 months, you went from maybe not even having a ranking on 24/7 to, oh, this is a 5-star recruit. This is a guy that, Tennessee is so happy to have. What do you remember about that time?
Probably just, I don't know. It's probably for me not putting myself out there no more. I'm not a big social media guy and stuff like that. I just like helping the team in the way I can. So I feel like it was more so like on my coaches and the school I went to. And I feel like they was like, hey, we got this guy over here. Like, okay, y'all keep sending out these guys in the nation. Come check this out. And it was more so of that probably. It was some behind-the-scenes work. Probably Coach Rich.
Yeah.
My AD that was at Vance and Chambers when I was there. So probably some more of his work.
Do you appreciate that you had people that were kind of advocating for you, even though you were kind of sitting back and letting your play speak for itself?
Yeah, it's always appreciation. It showed that they appreciated what I was doing for the team and stuff like that. So,
do you have any more people like that are in your camp of people that have been kind of these movers and shakers for you behind the scenes that you are appreciative during this time as you're kind of reflecting on your career so far?
Oh, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I got a great support staff, a great team around me. Yeah. Yeah.
How much have your parents kind of played into that as well?
Yeah, they helped me make a lot of big decisions, like on the agent I chose, the school I went to.
Is there advice, stuff that you really take to heart, and do you feel like they played a part in getting you here?
Yeah, mama voice and dad voice always hit the fan when he needs to. So, yeah.
I feel that. Well, it's interesting because you talk about not being big on social media, and when you ultimately signed with Tennessee and made the commitment to Tennessee. I thought it was really interesting in a time where a lot of people, have big parties and big ceremonies and they have all their hats and they're doing all this stuff, or they have these big social media posts with all of their top 10 schools or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. You did none of that, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you I don't think you had a ceremony. Yeah. Didn't really have like a social media post. Yeah. I think the way that everybody found out about you going to Tennessee was Tennessee announced it, which is not very common in this day and age. So I was just kind of curious, like, why that was the route that you wanted to take.
Yeah, it was just going back to me not being big on social media and just not
not caring.
Yeah, it's not really a big care for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the school had a little thing because my class, Jalen came out of it. We had some other guys committing too. So, and then we had a super bright young class behind us who all went to good school. So it was more so norm.
Yeah.
Norm, what I supposed to do.
Yeah. I like that because I kind of like the idea with everybody else is doing the same thing. You're doing something a little bit different. I think that's cool.
To a extent.
Yeah. When I was talking to a bunch of people in the building, but also out of the building, trying to get some intel on you and trying to just see who you were. Every single person used the word juice when they were talking about you and your game and how you play. And I always think it's really interesting when one word pops up over and over again. So I've gotten all these different opinions about what juice ultimately means for people evaluating you. But for you, what does that word mean for you in your game?
Well, it's a word that's been given to me, like you said. So,
yeah, you didn't get to pick your word.
Yeah.
Everybody gave it to you.
Yeah. So, juice is probably just like jumping off the tape. Like battery. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's like a remote control car. Like the higher it's charged, the more it do, the lower it goes. You know what I'm saying? The less it does. So, somewhere like that.
That's a good analogy. Yeah. I like that. When it's funny because I was at the combine and I watched your 40, and I was with some people, and as soon as you ran the 4.47, the group of people I was with, they all went, "Oh, whoa!" Like that was pretty crazy. And then they're showing you running against like the clones of like Saquon and all these different guys, and it was just really fascinating to watch. And then I went on your Instagram and I saw the post that you posted of like your people and them watching you do that. What do you remember about that moment? I'm sure for you it's just another rep, another rep, another thing. But did you ever like have a moment where you're like, I did that at the combine. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Just like even growing up, I wasn't like a big still TV in the social media world, like the combine and stuff in big college. But like I knew one day I would be there, so just the fact I could be able to compete in it, and just I didn't care if I ran. I cared what I ran.
Of course, yeah.
But I was just happy to be able to say I ran. You know what I'm saying? At the combine, so it was more so on that note.
Yeah. Did you go into it being like the goal was to run like a 4.4?
Oh yeah, my coach Mo, he was pushing. He was trying to get the best out of me the whole time. So he was pushing for what he wanted. I was just out there running.
Yeah, you're like, I'm just doing what I do. This is natural. Yeah. I'm a big proponent. You can't teach speed, because if you could teach speed, I would be a lot faster than what I am. Unfortunately, not fast. Not fast enough to get on the PJ.
Nah. You just gotta trade the opposite way than you was trading in the mock drafts.
There you go. I gotta figure it out. Yeah. So I saw something that said your nickname is 10.
Yeah.
Why?
It's just like I always play with that number growing up. Like that always been the number I always play with growing up, even from Little League. Like even I was getting videos in like a couple days before the draft, like everybody calling me 10, like the announcers, because we had announcers at our Little League games, like Black John Madden and stuff like that. So yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, so we had announcers at our Little League game, and they called me 10. And then after the game, parents didn't know my name, but they know I had a good game, so they just said good game number 10, good game 10, and it just stuck with me since then. Yeah.
We'll have to implement it now. Like now that I know, I'm just gonna every time around the facility, that's what I'm gonna call you. I've been calling you just like offhandedly JPJ.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, JPJ like rolls off the tongue. It's good, but 10 is good too. Yeah, especially knowing the backstory of like it was You were so good as a kid.
Yeah.
That they were just
like, yeah. And then it just like everybody started to connect it like, oh, he goes to Tennessee, so it's short for 10. Then it was just start going on and on. That was like, yeah.
I love that. So I, at the end of every episode, we always do kind of a rapid fire segment. Just a little game. Everybody gets the same questions, and I always like hearing what people say. So are you ready to play?
I hope so.
Okay, you got this. What is your favorite play of your career? And it can be Little League, high school, college, whatever.
I'm going to go with a generic answer. It's probably really not my favorite play, though. But the pick six at Iowa, it was cool.
Pick six at Iowa, yeah.
In a bowl game.
How far did you return that?
52 yards.
52 yards.
It's still not my favorite play, even though I know the yards.
Honestly, you can come back on the podcast and you can tell me your actual favorite play.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of them, though. I like all the plays, all the good plays I make.
Yeah.
My favorite play is always the next one. So then, that's when it would be my favorite play.
Great answer. That's the one we're going to clip. Yeah. We're going to clip that for the people. That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
So, okay, next question. Who was your favorite athlete growing up, regardless of sport, that's not named Cam Newton? Because I know we've already talked about that.
Growing up or now?
You can do now, too, if you want to.
Rakia Jackson.
Nice.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, what do you like about our game?
Everything. Fluent, smooth, sound, technical.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that.
Have y'all gone 1v1?
Let's not talk about that.
All right. What's a movie or TV recommendation that you would give to the people?
Oh.
Maybe something that you're binging right now or something you're looking forward to seeing?
I don't know. I'll get into shows like during the dog days of camp. So maybe I'll come back and let y'all know. So.
Okay. Yeah, we'll
dog days of camp, I always got to find something to watch.
I can't remember who I was talking to. It was one of our DBs, I'm pretty sure. But they were talking about how a couple years ago during COVID in training camp, because you can't go anywhere, you couldn't do anything, couldn't go anywhere. All you were doing was football all the time. They really got into Game of Thrones. And they were like, that was the only thing that they were doing. It was Game of Thrones and football.
Yeah. Is that a good show?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So I couldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I know a lot of people are doing it. So. Yeah. But let me know what you end up binging, and we'll tell the people.
For sure.
All right, last question. If you could have a superpower, what superpower would you have and why?
Probably teleportation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Just be able to go where I want to go, and then I come right back.
No time at all.
No time at all.
No time at all. Well, I saw something, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I saw something where you don't like planes. So that would help with the whole flying situation.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to spread that. Keep spreading that information. That's bad information to spread. But yeah, I'm not big on planes. Not 6 hours. Not going to Japan. Not going out the country.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is like it takes so long. Like to go through TSA, to board the plane, to fly, to get off, to then rent a car. It's just a lot. So I agree with the teleportation of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until you get on PJ. I just
Until you get on the PJ. And then you're like, well, I could get used to this.
Yeah, I just don't like being in the air that long. It's just like I'm stuck. Like I can't.
Yeah.
Like I like being on the straight line, but it's like, what about if I want to
go do something else?
You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Get up and walk around.
Yeah.
Well, you're like 6'5". So I feel like a plane is also probably a little bit claustrophobic.
Yeah,
for you.
It is.
Yeah. Because I'm 5'6".
Yeah.
Another reason I'm not on the PJ. But like that's I imagine that the leg space is also not fun. But yeah. Well, this has been a great conversation.
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed getting to know you a little bit. I hope our fans have too. So thank you so much for sitting down with us. Everybody, you can check out all of the content in JPJ 10, whatever, James Pearce Jr., whatever you want to call him. He's going to be around for a very long time, and I'm so excited to welcome you to Atlanta. And I'm excited and looking forward to talking soon.